Morning, PJNC family. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, was able to do some relaxing. I had a great weekend, was able to spend some time with my sister, so that was nice. I enjoyed that. So, for this morning, trying to think about, excuse me, I kind of had a hard time thinking about what I was going to talk about today. And I kind of like try to think about it, and then if I can't come up with an idea, go and do something else, and then come back and think about it again. So this weekend, maybe it was right Saturday, I the word perseverance popped into my head. So I'm like, okay, that's something that um, we all have to practice, especially as entrepreneurs. And so I tried to see how I could tie it into being entrepreneurs. And as entrepreneurs and as growth mindset people, we consistently and constantly set goals for ourselves to achieve, whether it is professional or personal. And to get to those goals, to achieve those goals, sometimes there are obstacles. Probably more times than not, there an obstacle of some sort or more than one may arise as we're trying, working towards that goal. And perseverance is a skill that we have to learn. And that skill is what gets us over those hurdles, helps us break through those barriers, knock those obstacles out of our way. And so to kind of try to tie it in, I looked up some articles. And I actually found an article on LinkedIn. This is like the second time I've been able to find an article on LinkedIn about some subject matter that I'm discussing. And it was very interesting. And I'm just going to, take away some key points from it. And it talks about how, perseverance is kind of necessary at every stage of our lives. Again, both personally and professionally. And that is what helps us to get through those. And it talks about how perseverance is a skill that will help us to stay motivated and keep us working hard. And when I looked up the definition of the word, in the article it says it means to continue steadfastly, especially in something that's difficult. And it actually says that only a patient person with strong determination can achieve their goal through perseverance. And there are many different words that are connected to the word perseverance. But regardless, it talks about it being a skill that we have to develop. Now, it talked about from childhood to adulthood, but I kind of thought about it because, I'm sure that it's a skill that we unconsciously or unknowingly hone as we're growing up. Because, as children, young adults, teenagers, we, come across some issues. And as we get older and able to make goals for ourselves, understand what they are and make them, we still have the same, there's still obstacles that could set us back, could good morning, Marissa. Hope you're doing well today. But even as growing up as young people, obstacles could come in any type of goal that we're trying to set for ourselves. But what I found interesting is that it is a skill. And I would have to say that at no matter what point in your life you are, it's a skill that needs to be sharpened, especially as entrepreneurs. And I know personally that it has definitely been a skill that um, I've had to hone. And if you don't, then more often than not, you're not going to achieve that goal or make that milestone that you set for yourself. And so that's as again as entrepreneurs, and we are also practitioners of growth, growth mindset. So to have that, that means you cannot let obstacles, you cannot let barriers stop you from achieving the things that you've set out for yourself. And as hard as it is, and we've talked about this before, in our group, both myself and Marissa, um, that our pajamas and coffee society group is exactly one of the necessary things that we need, all of us need, to be able to get through that. Um, use this group is for support. This group is for networking. This group is for masterminding. It's this group is a lot of the necessary components that we need to be able to be successful, to continue to grow, to continue to get through the obstacles that may come up. And another thing I found interesting is, I kind of was trying to think of examples that we may know about, or people, those examples that we may know about, who have persevered through different things. And it was interesting because in the article, the first person that was listed was Michael Jordan. Michael Jackson. And it's the interesting thing is this past weekend I was doing some, professional training, and he was one of the examples that came up. And I know Marissa has done a live about Michael Jordan, or mentioning, talking about his journey. But a popular quote that they have here in the articles: I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Just kind of take that in. We talk about failing, but we talk about it in the context that it's a learning experience. We take that failure, we dissect it, we figure out why it was a failure, and then we correct what we need to correct, and then move on to the next. But having that skill of perseverance, that is what helps to get us past that and gives us the drive and the motivation to keep going. Michael Jordan, arguably one of the greatest of all times. I know I would love to be able to call myself a GOAT. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think that is an acronym, a title that we all at least strive for. And he didn't get to be the greatest of all time by not persevering. by not pushing through all the failures, 3,000 shots. He lost 300 games, but he kept going. And one thing that I've seen a documentary. I've watched a documentary about Michael Jordan, and one thing that I appreciate about him, and one thing that he talked about in that documentary, is that he actually self-motivated. So even when things weren't going the way that they wanted them to in a game, he pushed himself, and he took on that responsibility. He took on that job to encourage and to hype up his teammates. He was going to do it on his own if he had to, but as part of a team, they were able to win multiple championships. And so we can apply that to ourselves today. Yeah, we can do things on our own. We can accomplish goals on our own. We don't always need someone there to help us. But there will be times that we will need some support. We will need someone to help us. And as part of a team, we have to use our teammates. And again, this group is your team. We're your teammates. If there's something that you can't get through, if there's support that you need, then please lean on this team. He became the best through action and goals. It wasn't a natural fit. Exactly. Again, perseverance is a skill that has to be sharpened, has to be honed. It's not something that's natural more often than not. So in order for us to do that, we have to it's almost like not almost, we kind of have to practice. We got to get ourselves through those humps, and as we do that, we sharpen it. I was watching something last night about, it was about animals, like prehistoric animals, but there's this one like fish, and one thing that was interesting was its jaws. So the way the jaws were designed, they actually sharpened as the mouth opened and closed. And then that kind of made me think about, there are, knife blocks, kitchen knife sets, and the blocks are sharpeners. So when we go through obstacles, they can be sharpeners. They can sharpen that skill of perseverance, and it continues to move us forward. It continues to help us grow, again, professionally and personally. So let's all practice honing that skill, and please use this group to be able to do that. Use myself, use Marissa. And we've had wonderful, successful entrepreneurs on, and they are part of this group. And we are all, that's the one thing I love about, thank you, Marissa. That's the one thing I love about entrepreneurism, is not only are we here to help better the world, to help our fellow man, but we also help each other. And I've seen that from the beginning. So as you all know, I'm an entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur. I've been on this journey for a little over a year. And that's the one thing that never ceases to impress me, is that everyone, no matter what status they have achieved, they're all they all make themselves available to help. And it's a beautiful community to be part of. And so please hone that skill and use all the tools and all the direction that you can find, whether it be this group or outside of this group. But let's do that. Let's continue to persevere. Let's continue to grow, and let's continue to succeed. So, thank you very much for listening. And Marissa will be back on Wednesday, and then we will both be back on Friday. So, everyone, please have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and stay strong. You're welcome, Marissa. Take care, everybody. Bye.